Hello everybody, my name is That Guy, and we are here making some video games. Yeah. So, this is gonna be a text-based RPG from start to finish for beginners. If you're a more advanced person who already understands C++ at a level, this tutorial is not for you. This tutorial is for the beginner. There'll be another tutorial down the line for you guys. And hopefully the guys who are currently watching this video will be able to watch that video, which will get into graphics and more beautiful stuff. But right now, this is just going to be a text-based RPG. So what are you going to need? Well, I see I have Microsoft Visual Studio's 2013 already downloaded on my computer, but you're going to need it as well. So, if you have like Windows 8 or 8.1, I believe you can get a Visual Studio's 2013. For Windows, this one, just click download, follow the instructions. Actually, it might be this one, I'm not sure. One of these two. I am completely professional. This one. Actually, no, this one. Yeah, this one. The Windows desktop. That's confusing. And then you're just gonna have to read this. So once you download that, and I believe there's like for people who are still running Windows 7, they have you guys covered here for the C++. Make sure it's C++, not C#. That's a completely different. That's totally different. So you can download that and do the stuff. And I accidentally opened up that. Whoopsie daisy. I just hate it when you accidentally misclick. But that's beside the point. I'll just close out of that now. And so now, how are you going to start a project? Well, there's two things you can do. There'll be a new project, or you can head up to File, go to New, and then you go to Project. Easy as that. Now if you have me in the full version, you're gonna go to, it should be under Install Templates, Visual C++, and then there'll be an empty project under Visual C++. This is very important. Now I'm going to name mine tutorial RPG, but you can name it whatever you want. You're also gonna have to find a place to put this. I am going to put this on my desktop, which is a terrible idea. I'm gonna make a new folder on my desktop. Call it tutorial. And make sure you select that folder, and now it's gonna pop up in there. And yeah, let's do it. Press OK, and it will generate this project. And now you see you're presented with this screen, or something similar if you've got the 2010 version. And then you will go to the source files, and we'll get to what the header files and all these mean. And you're gonna go right in here, go to add. We're gonna add a new item. That's gonna be a C++ file. Let's call this main. And then the abbreviation afterwards, or whatever it is, to like for the file type is gonna be CPP. Also for C++. And now you're presented with this lovely screen. I'm going to type some code in here. You guys should follow along, but I expect you not to understand it. Yeah, crap. Include. Let's see if I remember this. Very professional here. Stream. And gonna go int main like that, and we're gonna put some code So now you've written this in, and you have no idea what it does. Let me explain this first. So it's an integer, which I'll get into later, and then it's main. So what main it? You have to have a function called main to and that will be what when you execute this program, it should work. It will go look for this area. It'll look for like, the computer will go directly into main, and then I'll execute whatever is in main, and I'll get to some stuff that we can do otherwise. And since it's a function, and I'll get to what functions are in more detail, well, it has these curly brackets. And now it's time for include IOStream. So these are external dependencies here. And there's a bunch of stuff I do not expect you guys to understand any of this. See, I don't understand it truthfully. I kind of understand it, but at the same time, I have no idea what's going on. Like here, it's just like, yeah. So that is besides the point. So, and IOStream is for like input outputs for the computer. And then there's this include statement which says this section of the code, this file will include everything that is incorporated with the IOStream header file. And I'll get into headers in a later episode. So now let's talk about something very important about C++, and that is shut up, Norton. No one loves you. And that is variables. So C++ comes with a variety of variables, notably integers, floats, doubles, and strings, and bools. And string is special, it has to be capitalized. Not string, just string. Like that. And you have to go. And string is special because also there's characters, and it needs another include, and that's string. 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 And now that should work, or I'm doing something completely wrong. And I'm probably doing something completely wrong. Definitely. Alright, let me see if it's a .h. See, I haven't worked with strings in like forever. If you couldn't tell. Actually, I haven't programmed in C++ for a little while now. So this is probably the bad time to redo, I don't know. But let's just pretend that strings don't exist for now. I'll get to them in a later episode because right now they're not important either. So what are ints or integers if you speak math? Integers are whole numbers, negative, positive. Easy. Floats are rational numbers with a f at the end and aren't as precise as doubles. Doubles are also rational numbers, but and I think they can go on for longer decimals, more decimals at the end. And then there's booleans, or bools, as C++ likes to call them, and those are true-false statements for if statements, which I will get to in a bit, maybe next episode, I'm not sure. And then there was characters, or that. And that's a singular character, which we will also get into when we start writing our RPG. Now let's start just delete that kind of code. So let's start writing our RPG, our first program that everyone needs to know how to write. So we're gonna go to STD, not sexually transmitted disease. It's a thing that, it's a namespace, and I'll get to those in a tiny bit. And we're gonna, crap, hit my microphone, sorry about that. C out, which is pretty much computer out. And then you go these two fancy things, and then we write hello world. And then that should work. And then you go and L, but you need the STD before that, because C++ is picky. And then it goes, now some computers, the message will pulse up and then it'll bring up, but my computer doesn't like to do that, so I have to go system, and then go in these, pulse, with these quotation marks. And then that'll be return 0. And it should display hello world. See? Hello world! And then presses, and that is your first program. I hope you guys enjoyed learning with me. Learning how to do that, I consider ending the episode, but if you guys want to look, it's only been 12 minutes, so I think we can get into a little bit more stuff. So, let's talk about namespaces. Now, this is a little bit more advanced, but I feel like it was fine because I talked about STDs, not those STDs. No, this. And these are a namespace. So, how do I describe a namespace? So, I heard this once from another person who did like a C++ tutorial when I was learning C++. Let's say there's a bunch of people in the same room named Tom. Now these Toms would be the equivalent of C out, but the only defining factor that you would be able to figure out would be where they were from. So like there'd be a Tom from Nebraska, Tom from Maryland, Tom from California. And those states or countries or whatever, those would be the namespace. So let's say with our game, since most things will be having the STD namespace in front of them, do not ask me why it's called that, because I have no idea. And now you'll see a little bit error, but you can go using namespace, and then you should just type in STD, because all of the code needs sexually transmitted diseases. And you see that error goes away because it knows, because it's smart, like, oh, this function is going to be using the namespace of STD for everything that would need it. And that's good. That's really good. So now let's say you want to get a little bit more fancy. Let's incorporate the variables I stated earlier. Or we could ask the computer, like, let's make a variable. Let's make this an integer and let's call it something. You need to name all your variables. So let's call this number for now. Now, these are, and normally you define it till 0 or null. You can make like a null statement up there, which I might talk about in a later episode or not. And instead of saying hello world, let's make it say insert number. number. And then now the number variable that we're currently having does nothing, but we can do something called cin, which is computer input, then do these, which are like these, but they're opposite, and then we're going to call number, and then do those, and then do those. Actually no, then you just semicolon, and then say cout, and then it's those, and state you inserted, and then you can type in plus number, and then you can go and L. Whoopsie daisy. Oop. And because I like things a certain way, I put a space there. And now this should work if I did everything correctly. It asked me to insert a number. Let's insert 11. And it writes out the Y. I don't know. I don't know why. Insert number 0, 9, Ted. That's odd. That is odd. But if you're not, I think I could do this and 9, and you see it displays that I have no idea why I was having those odd messages. So, and I'll probably get to explaining how to do that once I refresh my mind a little bit more, since I haven't done this in a little while. And I thought it'd be pretty simple, which it is for someone that I've been doing some graphic work. But till you hear me ramble once more, I'll see you guys next time. It's been nice working with you guys. I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.